Welcome to Worth Following Weekly by Roots to Sky Consulting. I'm Mark Legvold. This is a weekly series that will present a new take on leadership skills we all need to develop in order to become someone who is worth following. We'll explore some of the most basic concepts in leadership, as well as some of the more complex ones in short, easy to digest ways so you can apply those new skills or at least reflect on small changes you can make in order to become better in your workplace interactions, your relationships with others, your influence with your boss, you name it. One thing you won't get on Worth Following Weekly is a sales pitch on how to increase your profits by selling more. That's not what makes a leader worth following. It's about building a culture of positive relationships. Sales, efficiencies, profits, we'll leave that up to the business coaches out there. Think of this as a weekly 5-minute mentoring session on your essential interpersonal skills, your people skills, your soft skills. Like I said, Worth Following Weekly is going to help you build a culture of positive relationships wherever you are, from roots to sky. So let's start. I was speaking to a group of college students in a business management program, and I asked them this question: how many of you are planning on leading others eventually in the workplace? Now, it could have been the fact that I was a guest speaker or the anxiety of appearing presumptuous in front of their peers. And I certainly wouldn't generalize this to all college students majoring in business management. Only 2 raised their hands. 2. The fact is, all of them and all of us lead someone, starting with ourselves. So if we aren't constantly growing and developing our ability to lead, we will miss something important at a critical point. We'll hurt our followers, we'll hurt our family members, our friends, or worse yet, we'll hurt ourselves. My primary message that day was about them becoming a leader and focused on this statement: how you lead is determined by who you are. And who you are as a leader is something that is, or at least should, be constantly growing. Personal development is a lot like this jar of water. It's clear and looks really calm, colorless, lacking change and distinction. But if we just take one little change, say a drop of development, a moment of mentorship, a news article of noteworthiness, an observation that causes reflection, a change from a class that challenged us, or a risk that's rewarded by results, we change little by little, becoming more and more colorful and distinctive. If we allow it, who we are changes and becomes more colorful and distinctive almost unnoticeably. Now, a lot of us have heard about emotional intelligence and how important that is to success. And I'll go into that a little bit more deeper in a later episode, but I was reading an article this morning about some of the things people with low emotional intelligence would say, and one of them is, "I'm not changing, this is just who I am." How many times have you heard that, or maybe even said it yourself? The challenge we all have as leaders, or developing leaders, or even as human beings, is that we should really want to grow into better versions of ourselves. Color your personal jar of people skills, and you'll find yourself impacting others more and more positively, or you'll at least be a little bit more interesting. So, what's one change we can make this week to make us better at leading others, or at least worth following and more interesting? Let's start with this one simple change. Communicate value in others. Simply, I worked with a young lady who was extraordinarily focused. Frankly, her job required that type of focus, and each time we interacted, she had the habit of just starting with the necessary point of the conversation. I knew where her head was, and I'd listen to the point she was trying to make and what she needed from me. I respected who she was, after all. When she was done, I'd inevitably pause and say, "Well, first of all, good morning." Then we'd get the business we needed to done. Eventually, she'd start with good morning. A simple greeting can strengthen work relationships and improve the feeling of connectedness that our workers need today. Elementary school teachers have been doing this for years. They greet their students every morning by name as they come into the classroom. And each day, they say goodnight on their way out. It builds connectedness. It decreases behavior problems in the workplace, in the school, and it improves students' ability to learn. So this isn't rocket surgery. It's not earth-shaking. It's just a simple change that you can make every day to build connectedness in your workplace. Simple, small gesture of care toward your coworkers. And just imagine if everybody in your workplace started with just a simple greeting in the morning. Next time, Worth Following Weekly, I'll share a little bit more on what it means to lead yourself and give a couple tips you can take away. If you've got a workplace skill you're struggling with as a leader, drop me a line at rootstoskyconsulting.com or hit the comments section. I'll try and cover it in an upcoming episode. Thanks for watching the first one, and we will see you next time.